Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny from Stories from Motorsports International, and today we have Andy McDermid with us. Hey, how you doing?
Good, Doug. How are you today?
Doing fabulous. Where are you at the moment?
Milford, Michigan, the heart of automotive country.
Yeah, it's also the place where the Keselowski family and Gordon Johncock were born at when they began racing.
Yep. Michigan's got a lot of talented drivers and an awful lot of talented engineers coming out of it, that's for sure.
Yeah. So what got you into racing?
Um, I've been a technician for coming on 43 years, working for Ford dealerships, and a friend of mine said, hey, let's go watch a Trans Am race back in the early 80s. And not knowing anything about it, we went down there and thought it was super cool. And then a couple weekends after that, they entered me into an autocross, which I had no idea what I was doing, and won that. And I had a whole bunch of people mad at me. So after that, I started working for on weekends for a guy named Tom Bankamp doing some crew work. And in exchange for that, he let me drive a spec racer for 2 weekends and get my license. And then it pretty much exploded from there.
I see. So you raced in Trans Am then when you got going?
Nope, I went to a Trans Am race to watch it, and that's how my interest grew in road course racing. And then starting out in spec racer, and then going from there.
Got it. So you were into the spec stuff, and what exactly is that?
Spec Racer is it's kind of a SCCA corporation put these cars together, and they have like a 2-liter Ford engine in the back of them, and it's all spec and monitored, and no modifications allowed and that kind of stuff. It's a little wedge-looking car. They're kind of fun to drive. I got bored with the power of them fairly quickly, and then met a guy named Fred Heatherwick, and he and I started racing Mustangs in the showroom stock classes.
That's really cool, man. So, have you been involved in any other racing series or just spec?
Yeah, the racing series has developed from. It used to be the showroom stock classes we were involved in were called SSGT, and basically it was a Mustang versus Camaro thing for a few years, and then American Sedan, which is something I've been following and been racing in since its inception, came along, and you were able to chop the cars up and do a lot of the things you would like to do to the car as far as that's concerned. And the engines make like 450 horsepower, and they're fun to drive, and the class is based off the original Trans Am design back in the 60s. So it's been a fun class to drive.
That's amazing. Have you met any big names in racing since you're into sports cars and all that?
Yeah, quite a few. I mean, like Boris Said and Mike Miller and Jack Roush and quite a few of those guys. Quite a few of the Trans Am drivers, Tommy Kendall, and just, on and on, whatever. But those guys are, they like to show up for the high-end amateur stuff that we do, and the runoffs and that kind of stuff. So you see a lot of those guys around. And it's cool because that's where they all got their start.
Describe your very first start in competition in professional racing.
Well, what I do is amateur racing, but I have done some of the pro stuff. The pro stuff ran in a competition in FIA, and that was back in the days where the cars were called S2 cars, and that was, you probably remember Tim Allen and a group that he was with were racing in sports car classes and Mustangs, and I was involved in that, racing against him. And we did pretty well in that. That's the pro stuff. And then I was also involved with Shell Zone Truck Guard Series, the mini pickup trucks, which was fun. And that was a great series. I wish SCCA wouldn't have canceled it. And that because it paid really well, and the competition was seriously high, and things were a lot of fun to run. So that's pretty much my involvement in the pro stuff, and then the rest of my racing has all been at the high end of the amateur level, the highest you can get.